You don't lack confidence. You lack the courage to kill the version of yourself that was never you to begin with. Picture this. You're standing in a hallway of mirrors. Each reflection shows a different version of you. The obedient child, the insecure teenager, the adult who plays it safe. But none of them are you. They are costumes you wear to survive. Carl Jung warned us, we do not become who we truly are by chasing success, praise, or image. We become real when we strip off the layers and stare into the terrifying face of our shadow. What if the reason you lack confidence is because you're still living as someone you're not? Carl Jung didn't teach you how to improve your self-esteem. He showed you how to destroy your false self, so your true, terrifying, powerful self could finally rise. This isn't a brain hack. It's a psychic death. And if you survive it, you will never fear another human being again. This video is not a motivational speech. This is a ritual. By the time it ends, your old identity will be dead, and what's born in its place will walk with fire in its chest and silence in its soul. The mask you wear is killing you. You're not shy. You were trained to shrink. You're not weak. You've been wearing chains your whole life and calling them personality. From the moment you were born, you began editing yourself. You cried too loudly? You were told to be quiet. You got angry? That was bad. You acted wild, curious, rebellious? You were punished. So you adapted. You built a mask to survive. Jung called this the persona, the social face we were to function. But here's the danger. The longer you wear the mask, the more it begins to wear you. You forget where the mask ends and where your soul begins. Confidence doesn't grow behind a mask. It's smothered by it. Your fear isn't of failure. It's of being seen. Because deep down, the real you might not be accepted. So you hide, smile, perform, and it's killing you. Jung said, the persona is a system of behavior developed for a purpose, but it is only a fragment of the whole personality. To become confident, you don't need to add anything. You need to remove what isn't you, the shadow self you're afraid of. Every time you said, I'm fine, when you weren't, every time you stayed quiet when you wanted to scream, you pushed a piece of your soul into the dark, and it's waiting to come back. There's a basement in your psyche. Enter the parts of yourself you've rejected, disowned, or buried. Jung called it the shadow. It's not evil, it's unacknowledged. Your anger, your sexuality, your ambition, your wildness. You were told, don't be too loud, don't be too much, don't want too much. So you obeyed, and everything you hid became the shadow. The irony? Your confidence, your power, your truth. It's buried in that same darkness. Jung didn't ask you to destroy your shadow. He told you to integrate it. Real confidence isn't light. It's wholeness. When you accept the shadow, you no longer fear judgment. You walk into any room already owning your darkness. That's not ego. That's freedom. The dangerous brain hack. Your brain worships identity. So if you want to be confident, you must act like the confident version of you until your brain surrenders. Let's talk about the hack. Jung didn't use the word hack. He spoke of individuation, the process of becoming your truest self. But this process begins with a shock to your system. You must act against the script. Speak when you usually stay quiet. Set boundaries where you used to shrink. Walk like someone who knows they belong. This creates what psychologists call cognitive dissonance, a painful mental conflict between your actions and your old identity. Your brain can't handle the contradiction. It panics, and then it updates the software. The meek identity starts crumbling, and the real you begins to emerge. You're not faking confidence. You're forcing your nervous system to remember who you were before the world made you small. The shadow integration ritual. The fastest way to become powerful is to own the things you're most ashamed of. Integration is not intellectual. It's emotional. You must go into the basement. Sit with your shadow. Let's speak. Ask yourself, what parts of me do I avoid? What makes me flinch when I think of it? What I wish no one knew about me? That's your shadow, and it's not your enemy. It holds your unapologetic truth. It's the part of you that says, I don't need permission to exist. Jung said, to confront a person with their shadow is to show them their own light. When you integrate it, you don't become bad. You become real. and real people are unshakable. The rise of the fearless self. The version of you that's fearless already exists. You just buried him under guilt, lies, and approval seeking. Dig him out. What happens when a mask breaks and the shadow integrates? You stop apologizing for who you are. You no longer need to rehearse confidence. You are confidence because you've stopped being afraid of your own voice. Jung believed the goal of life was not happiness, but wholeness. Confidence is not an emotion. It's a consequence of becoming whole. The man who's integrated his rage, his grief, his ambition, walks differently. He doesn't need to dominate. He just is, and the world senses it. Because it's real. True confidence is not volume. It's rooted silence. Kill the old identity. The most powerful thing you will ever do is say goodbye to the version of you that the world created and finally become the one you were born to be. This is the funeral, not for your dreams, but for the false self that blocked them. Burn the scripts, the identity that played small to make others comfortable. The one that feared rejection more than betrayal of self. The one that begged for love instead of becoming love. Kill him, and in that fire, something ancient wakes up. Jung said, "You must let go of the life you've planned to have a life that's waiting for you." This is the life that's waiting. One where you speak your truth without flinching. One where you walk into every room not needing approval because you carry your own. This isn't motivation. This is rebirth. Go now. Burn the mask. Become the dangerous one you were always meant to be.